Hello everyone, it's good to be back. Today I'm going to be talking about a game that came out earlier this month, and that game is Timespinner. Today I'm going to be talking about what exactly it is, the reasons I'm enjoying it, the reasons you may want to pass on it, and whether or not it's a game that's actually worth purchasing. So let's start today's video off with what exactly is Timespinner. So I'll make this real quick. Timespinner is a metroidvania style game. I played it around my brother and he compared it to Symphony of the Night. I've heard people compare it to Order of Ecclesia. I haven't played either of those games, but I've seen a lot of comments for people that it's very similar to those games. And when it comes to the story, it's very simple. It's basically a revenge story, but you have a good guy, you have a bad guy, there's nothing really new there. But now we'll move on to the reasons I'm actually enjoying the game. The first reason I'm really enjoying this game is honestly the art style. The art style is absolutely fantastic. It's very similar to like Octopath Traveler, for example, just a lot of your old school JRPGs that we all used to play. It's just very similar to that, and I just love that art style. It's actually what initially drew me into the game in the first place. Like, just seeing the trailer and what it was about and just everything just about the trailer itself just sucked me in, and art style is what really stood out to me. So the art style is definitely my favorite thing about the game. One thing I do want to point out is that the sprites are absolutely amazing too. When it comes to enemies, when it comes to characters, when it comes to anything, I will always choose sprites over 3D models. Pokemon, I love Pokemon sprites compared to the 3D models nowadays. Sprites will always win. But we'll move on to the second reason I'm really enjoying this game, and that is that you actually get familiars, and these are your little guys that follow you around. The first one you get is this little dragon called Maya. God, is he adorable. So he follows you around, he breathes fire on enemies, and you can get other ones, like there's this griffin that does wind damage, and there's a sprite that actually heals you. And these familiars actually level up with you, so as you progress through the game, your familiars will get a little bit stronger. Nothing game breaking, but they do grow with you, and I think that's really cool. And just having those familiars is like almost like the cherry on top of an already good game. My favorite was the griffin because it's half bird, half feline, and it's funny because the top half is actually an owl and the bottom half is a cat, so interesting take on it, but I really liked the familiars, so that's my second reason I'm really enjoying this game. The third reason I'm really enjoying this game is the gameplay. You get to equip these little orbs that spin around you, and they all do different things. You can get an orb that turns into a hammer. You can get an orb that turns into a sword. You can get an orb that shoots little plasma lightning beams, and there's so many different orbs you can get. There's one that shoots icicles, for God's sakes. There's so many different orbs you can get. And you can actually combine these orbs. You can have one that shoots icicles, and you can have one that shoots plasma beams. And there's just so many different combinations, and I kept trying to level them up and just try a bunch of different combinations and just do different things with them because I just wanted to just try all the different combinations. It was so cool to combine different orbs and see what they did, and it was honestly so much fun to acquire a new one. And then you have your specials, which actually are like charged orbs, kinda. Like, for example, the plasma orb is just like a plasma like lightning bolt that comes out, but the supercharged special plasma is actually like a plasma beam that juts out. And then you have like the hammer, and then you can have a special that's a colossal hammer. Sword, same thing, colossal sword. So you can combine all these different types of specials, different types of orbs, and it's just made for like almost like infinite possibilities. And it was just an interesting way to attack enemies. Just, you're not physically attacking them, your orbs are. And it's absolutely awesome. I just really love that aspect of the game, and it kind of stood out to me. So now let's jump into reasons you may not want to purchase this game. So the first thing I do when researching a new game is I go onto howlongtobeat.com and I check to see how long the game is. Like, I want to know how much gameplay I'm going to get out of this game I'm paying for. That's my money I'm putting into this game. I want to make sure I get valuable gameplay time back. So when I looked it up and I saw this game was only like 5 to 6 hours for the main story, I was kind of discouraged a little bit because it's a $20 game. And that was very discouraging for me. But then there was also the 10 to 11, 12 hours for completionists, and so that kind of made me feel better. But really, like, if the game itself didn't look so gorgeous, I probably wouldn't have purchased it. I probably would have waited for a sale, because 5 to 6 hours for just the main quest really isn't long, and I really have been itching for something a little bit longer. So if you're looking for a super long game that you're gonna get a lot of gameplay hours out of, this probably isn't gonna be it. I would say you're probably gonna get 12 hours, because there are alternate bosses that you can fight, not just the main story. So there is other things to do, and they have like New Game Plus. You have a mode where you stay at level 1, you go through the game at level 1. I haven't tried that yet, but I really want to. And there's a bunch of different things you can do. They actually have like a list of achievements you can do, so you can see your progress, like 100% the map, get all familiars, get all orbs. So you can actually visibly see how you're doing and how close you are to 100% in the game. And I think that's really cool. And that might increase the amount of gameplay some of you get out of it. But for me personally, I did get 12 hours out of this game right now, and honestly, I kind of want to keep going. I want to keep getting better at it. I want to learn like everything about this game. So, but just keep in mind before you purchase it that if you're unsure about Metroidvanias or this game itself, it is only a 5 to 12 hour game, and that might not be for everybody, but for an indie game, that's a decent length. But for $20, that's also, you know. So let's talk about the second reason you may not want to purchase this game, and that is if you are a fan of very developed characters you just get attached to and just know everything about and you want to know more about, this game's not going to be for you. The characters are extremely bland. I honestly only remember the antagonist and the character you play as, the girl. I only remember those two. Oh, and the little dragon guy, Maya. He's pretty cool. I like him. But those are the only 3 characters I remember the name of. The other characters, it almost just seems pointless to have them in there. Like, they don't do anything. They send you on some quests, but overall they're very boring and I don't really care about their stories. And granted, it might just be me, but from what I've read online, a lot of people agree that the story and the characters are very boring. And not to rustle any feathers, but there is LGBT themes in this game, so that kind of rustled some feathers for some people. For me, I couldn't care less. It really doesn't bother me, but I feel like they threw some of these themes in to some of these characters just to kind of make the characters more interesting, and because I couldn't care less whether someone is that way or not, it didn't do anything for me. I was just like, okay, didn't expect that, you know? But that was really it. So the characters are very boring. You're not gonna get sucked into the story itself. The story is very simple. It's just a story of revenge. So if you're looking for something like that, I'd probably search for something a little bit different. I'm sure there are a lot of story-driven games that are $20 or less that you can purchase that you'll probably actually enjoy the story more. So now it's come to everyone's favorite time. Is Timespinner actually worth it? This part of the video is very subjective, so it's gonna vary for a lot of people, but just hear me out. I bought the game for $20. Now, it's been out for almost a month now. It's probably gonna go on sale in the next month or 2 here. I can almost guarantee it. I would say optimally, if you're skeptical about this game, $12 to $15 is gonna be a good price point for you. Now, if you're a big Metroidvania fan, if you honestly just like the graphics like I did and you like Metroidvanias, those 2 things alone, along with the great gameplay that I hope you guys saw in the clips, should make the game worth $20 for you. Honestly, this game is great. It really is. The gameplay is super nice. I love the gameplay. I love the way it looks. I just love so much about it that it kind of overshadows the mediocre story and the really boring characters. It overshadows all of that. It's very nice and easy to play, and it's a very beautiful game. It really, really is. So, like I said, it's gonna vary for everyone, but if you're a Metroidvania fan, $20 is definitely worth it. If you're skeptical, 10 to 15, I'd say, it would make it worth a try. But obviously, cheaper is always better. It's up to you to make that decision, but I at least hope this video was somewhat helpful to you guys. So that's it for Timespinner. Now let's get into today's shoutout, and today's shoutout goes out to the Filthy Banana. And he answered my question on Twitter. God, I can't remember what it was anymore, but he answered it and he won a random shout out, so congrats. So the Filthy Banana does written reviews for Two Bearded Gaming, and they're actually pretty good. They're actually very informational. I read a couple of them, and it's different from videos, obviously, but sometimes it's just nice to see it all in writing, and he even has like a rating at the bottom for each game. So that can be very useful for a lot of people. And he is actually probably gonna start a channel at the end of summer here. So I'll post his Twitter handle in the description. You guys should definitely give him a follow. I feel like there's a lot of potential with him. He seems like a cool guy. He loves video games. He loves reviewing them. And I just think that's awesome, and we need more people like that. So definitely give him a follow. And now I wanna ask you guys a question for next week's shout out. And I'll randomly pick one of you guys. So this week's question is, what is your favorite Metroidvania game? Which Metroidvania game do you guys absolutely love? Can you go back to all the time? What is your favorite? Just let me know down in the comments, and one of you guys will get a chance for a shout out. If you liked today's video and want to continue to see more of me, even though I'm probably only going to upload once a week, but you do want to see more of me, right? Right? Well, I hope you guys do, because I want to see more of you guys and I want to continue to do videos. So hit that thumbs up button. Show me that you guys want to see more of me. If you're new here and want to join the club, I don't have a name for it yet, but if you guys want to join the club, hit that subscribe button, and all of you guys should hit that notification bell so you get updates on when I do my next video. And of course, as always, thank you all for watching and have a great weekend. You ever like get done and you're like, man, I hope that was good. like 18 and a half minutes. That's pretty good to pound through a video. Like one take, I think that's not bad. We'll see though.